What's up, guys? Back today. It's time to build me a new controller. I kind of had this one that I was did some Hall effect sticks in a while ago. I think this is an 040 version controller, and this is an ExtremeRate back paddle kit that I kind of wanted to install on a controller. I just haven't got around to it. It's just been one of those things. It's been busy. So I got all of these pieces. I have done this before, but it was to an earlier controller. So I figured I would take you all along for the journey into doing something like this to your controller. I really, my current controller I use right now is this guy right here. This is a DualSense Edge controller with the back paddles on it, and of course the adjustable clicky or the adjustable tactile there. I don't know, I like it. Obviously I've modded it up a bit. It's got a couple of different things about it and stuff. It also is running TMR Hall effects sticks. But I kind of just honestly miss the light feel of this. I would say, I don't have a scale here, but the weight difference between these two controllers is quite significant. And even though it makes it feel more premium, I don't know, there's something about the DualSense controller that just fits in my hand, and I kind of want to get my ExtremeRate paddles back. So although this has been fun, you know, I do have another one that I built and then I sold it to a friend, so because he really wanted a back paddle kit. But anyways, enough of the talking. Let's get into this. First step we need to do is get the little cover piece out of the way. I usually just use my fingernails for this and just kind of peel it back gently. These aftermarket ones, you got to be a little more gentle with them. They're a little less forgiving with these little points. If you pull it out of there too tough, it can do damage real easy. Okay, and then so we've got two screws on the PlayStation DualSense on the bottom, and then you need to pop the two buttons out. And I just usually do it just like this. Bend this trigger down, and then get a spudger under there and just pry it. Nice, just back and I just kind of rock it back and forth, and they just pop right out. It's no biggie. Okay, so then you can see the two screws down there. So let's get this done. And 4. Okay, so then I usually just start from a corner here, kind of crack it open, kind of go for the front here where these two clips are. Again, grab your little spudger. Just give it a little helping hand on both of these here. While you're kind of putting downward pressure, it'll crack it apart a little more. And you can come over here and kind of just give it a yeehaw, and off she comes. Okay. We're not going to need that anymore. That's going bye-bye. So we're just going to have this for our new shell. So let's take that out of the thing here so everybody can see. Where's my scissors? So this one's got kind of grippy material on the back. I think it'll be a really nice match. Let's just do a quick. That's gonna be kind of how it looks when it's done. Of course, with back paddles on the back. So yeah, I like that color breakup between the cosmic red and the black. It looks awesome. So okay, so let's stick this off to the side. This is one of the very first pieces you got to put in. Those are the triggers and everything. It's gonna go in here for now. Okay, so let's just work on getting this in first. So this is the contact that you need to sandwich in between the one that's on there and the one that basically you just need to put that in so that you can get this exposed. And I think I'm gonna use my buddy of mine made a 3D print kind of little mount for me. So I just slide the controller sticks in like that, and then I can kind of work on it. Okay, so we don't have to do anything really in here outside of install this cable. So we got to get this to sandwich in between here like this. I believe we go this way because it's going to come down like that. Yeah, I remember. Okay, one's in. And the second one's in. Good. Best not to try and touch those contacts with your fingers. Try and steer clear. Okay, and that's it. Make sure we're still good. Yeah, looks good. And down. So, next piece that we got to do here is I'm going to use the microscope here on, I think we'll be able to see it a little bit better maybe. Okay, so what we need to do is this cable needs to go on. Yeah, that's good. Let's nail this here. Okay, so we got that one, we got this one here, gotta get down. Let's do that one next. Just that one. Boom, like so. Perfect. Okay. Some Q-tips. Let's clean this up a little bit. And up. Like that. Okay. Throw that back on there. That, and grab our trigger motor. Flux out of the way. And solder it to this point here. Sorry, that point. Boom. Like that. Good. Okay, so now we should have everything you need to worry about taken care of there. We've got that all on there. We've got the flex sitting here. Now, what's next? We don't need a tape on there anymore. Let's just get rid of that. It's probably holding some crap anyway. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, perfect. So this is just a little adapter to intercept this piece. Just lift the door up here and feed this in. Once you've got it secured or in, go ahead and close the door like that. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, we've got to connect this guy back in. So I'll just flip it and push it in. There it goes. Okay, perfect. We're intercepting there. Okay, good. I think we're good there. Okay, you can see that. This is in. You can put the battery tray back in. Okay, now that that's back in, now this is nice and secured, so that's good. That's what we want. Let's go a little bit higher here. Okay, so basically we can put some of our ribbons back in here as well. So yeah, we've got the flex in, we've got those pieces soldered, we've got the relocated green soldering point for the triggers. Bring this over here a bit, like that. And yeah, everything looks good. So we've got a bunch of pieces we need to secure now on this connection board and all that stuff. So anyways, everything looks good. So let's keep going. These little rubber pieces. So let me show you the first one here in the corner. Like that. So I got one here. One over here. And then two, one there, and one there. Okay, so we can put our battery back in. I always find it easier actually to put your battery, connect your battery first before you put it in. Okay, set the battery down like that. Okay, I'll grab my little stand again. Okay, so battery's in, and I think at this point we should be able to Okay, so we're going to take the adhesive off, and we're going to stick this down along the edge of the battery. Okay, and then we got to get our connectors plugged in here. So we've got this guy, this guy. These are all little doors you got to just pop up. Okay. And let's do this one first if we can. Okay, that looks good, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely in there. Okay, close that door. Just like that. Okay, so we've got that one in, we've got that one in. Okay, so now that this is done, we can start with the back controller piece. Okay, we need some pieces. Let's get our back paddle kit out here. I need this. Okay, snapping in. There we go. One in like that. Okay, grab the second one. Alrighty, so that's what it looks like. There's your triggers. Perfect. Okay, so then we're gonna put this guy on the back here like this. And it'll line up perfectly, as you can see. Okay, and then we can see where our paddles are gonna end up right here. Okay, so you're gonna need a couple screws for this. Use 4 of these larger ones. Okay, and make sure they're all the way down and in. You should end up with something that looks like this. Okay. Perfect. We're going to put our little adaptive trigger pieces in here next. And yeah, we'll be back. Okay guys, so the next piece is going to be the adaptive hair trigger pieces. We need to put a little bit of double-sided tape on this. One piece here. Like so. Like that. Okay. We need these guys. Okay, so what we got to do is slide the L2. It's indicated by here. There's a little thing. L2 is going to go on to the very end cable. Okay, so you're just going to flip this over. And this is just going to slide in. Come on. It's just going to slide in like this. Okay. So I just took the double-sided tape is on the other side. Let's see where it is there. Sorry, so there's a little notch that it slides into. You can't really mess it up. It sits in all by itself there. So that's your first one. Okay, then our little switches actually already have double-sided tape on them, so you got to peel it off. There we go. That works better. Okay, so once we got that, we're going to move this around and we're going to set this right on the bracket in between the little holes. Oh, let's get a good shot of that. You see the little holes, and you're going to basically just fit it in there so it sits in there nice, just like that. Okay, so there's one side done. Now we're on to the next one. We're going to slide this in. just like this. And sorry, the camera's not focusing very great here. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to slide that in between again, just like we did on the other side. And your double side tape should look like that. So now we got to do the same thing with this little switch. There we go. That little sticky half of there. Okay. Then we're going to flip it over. Do the same thing we did to the other side. See the two little pins, or the two little notch. And we're just going to stick it in just like that. So when you're done, it should look like that. That one goes like that, and then this one will fit and snap in like that. Okay, so we're basically going to end up with something looking like this. Okay, so once we got this installed, we can install this on the back. So everything's in there. And we're just going to line it up like so to fit into the two slots. And if everything is right, those sliders should fit just like that. See them sitting in there. Okay, and then it looks like we need 4 bolts or screws to secure that down. You're supposed to use the short self-tappers. These guys here. Those other ones seemed, I think they're too long. Now that we've got that all done, let's continue on here. We need to get this last cable connected, which is from our triggers. You want to make sure your triggers are working fine, perfect before going ahead with this. Basically, we're going to kind of carefully hold this just this way, so that we can get that cable into the connector. Just make sure the door is lifted up. Okay, I think I'm going up. Lock the door. Good. Cable, it's got to come through. That's a little bit finicky to do that, but basically you got to get that cable for the clicky triggers over and into the connector, and then of course having this piece come around so that you can get this mounted back into the main cable. Has to come through the back here. So I think I've got it all now. Just be careful that you don't pull too hard. You've actually got 2 cables in there, right? You can see them in there maybe. But yeah, just be careful, because you don't want to pinch anything or have any issues there. I think we're good though. 2 outers, clicky. Yeah, feels good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we just need to now get the last piece in. Okay, now we need the PCB board. Open the flap. Okay. Well, apparently we have power because it's fired up. Put in some screws here. I don't think I have any more shorties, do I? Oh, I do. I have two. So, those long ones, no. Shorties, yes. Okay, there we go. And got a tactile click on these. Feels good. Okay, guys, so we've got the board mounted. Just make sure that when you're mounting the board that you get it under these little clips right here. So the board can actually be captured on the bottom, and then it fits into these two little holes, and then you can secure it with this two more short screws there. Definitely do not use long screws. As you can see, I've made a mistake using long screws, and I kind of pimpled out the plastic there. So these screws that hold these back pieces on, make sure you use the short screws for that, not the long ones. Okay, so I think at this point we're basically ready to put the button together and kind of get the last couple pieces finished. So we need this little guy here, feed it in, and then clip it on the two little nips here, right there. So feed it in through the front and then into there, and then we'll need the button. Is that the button? Yes, that's the button. Okay. We'll just set that in there like that. Okay, and then this is going to be kind of a pain in the butt because you're going to have to hold this flat so none of that falls out while we put it onto the controller. So kind of put it like this, holding it flat, and don't let it move. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think now that that's done, I think we're done. We can put some screws in this thing. Okay, so we want to check this thing out here. So now we're going to hit this twice. We got to make sure the power's on the controller. Hit this twice, and then hold this and this down. We should get blinking. Yeah, definitely reacting. Good. If I hold it, yeah, it's working. So just got to go through the mapping process. I don't know how I'm going to map these yet, but I'll go through that here in a later video. I'm just going to finish putting it back together. Basically, you've got this ExtremeRate clicky button and paddle install done. So congratulations, you're all finished. I'm just going to throw this all back together and I'm going to give it a whirl. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see anything future videos. But I think at this point we are good with this one. And it's time to try it on some games and see what happens. Thanks, guys. Peace.